Welcome to TradingLounge and the Bitcoin Ethereum report for the 4th of June. So with Ethereum here, it's pretty simple to count 5 waves down here for wave A. So that will just leave us with the A, the B and the C wave coming back into, well, just above the 3000 area here. And because we got 5 waves over here, that means we'd get 5 waves over here as well. How far this comes down, I'm not too sure, but there could be some equality between wave A and wave C. It may be that that we have a this length here just comes down to where it is here, sort of roughly the 61.8% of this current move down through here. Either way, we just need to track 5 waves down here. Just in the same way we need to go 5 waves from wave B to wave C here, and this will be our target area through here. So Bitcoin has got a different count coming down through here. So needs to be sort of figured out yet. I haven't quite sort of got them. I can see all the different counts, but I'm not sure which is the right one. When we have a look at the indexes or the indices, or rather in this case the crypto total market. So this is the whole market here. One of the things here too is that we can see that the move up here off the lows is not really getting good volume, lifting up in this trend here. So that tells us that that is a corrective in that case. Also, once again, from the top here down to the bottom here, we can track 5 waves within that structure. You can also see the volume here as well. You know, it's just not increasing with the volume here. I mean, it's not increasing with the price. So to me, that's just divergence there. So just coming back here a second, from the top here, we've got 1 and 2 here. A little bit hard to see here. I might just get rid of this volume here to start with. And can I lift this up more? I can drag this down more. That might be helpful. I still need the date, time. So anyway, it's a bit hard to see it here, but basically 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here, the same as Ethereum here. And then we're looking for this ABC rally up into this level here for this. And I need to go to, I think I've got all this on the 1 minute chart. I know that's going to be a bit of a pain, but let me just bring it in here for a moment. I suppose I could bring it out to 15 minutes, but the labeling all changes a bit. So, but here it's quite clear to see, for me anyway, is that we've got an A wave, a B wave, and we're going up for the C wave here. So in that we're going from wave B to wave C, and we're having 5 waves of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we're not at the 3rd wave or the 4th wave yet, or the 5th wave. So we're still in this trend. Here I can drop that down to a 5 minute chart just to get a bit more data in here for that. But yeah, I've labeled this all on the 1 minute chart. That's why it's all moved across. But this blue wave 1 and blue wave 2, that's pretty simple, isn't it? So if we pick this up from the 1 minute chart, okay, so there's wave 2 here for this. So we're looking all the way up from wave 2 here, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for 1 here, an A and a B and a C for wave 2 at this point, 5 waves up for wave 1 here, and we can start getting into where it's sort of the important point here. Yeah, a bit hard to track, but but anyway, we're coming up for wave 5 of 3 here. So wave 5 of 3, and then there's going to be blue wave 4, and then there's going to be one more move up from that point, and we're heading up into our target area there. So a little bit tricky to see there, but so I won't worry about that too much. We'll just, Ethereum's got the same count, but I just wanted to, the overall market's got the same count. That's the point I'm trying to get across here. So on the, where are we here? So we can just go into the 4-hour chart here, and we count 5 waves down. And then the ABC pattern here for this. So this is the 50-60% retracement level area here. So the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave up here for wave B. Between B and C, there'll be 5 waves. So it's going to look a little bit like this here, with 1 and 2 here, and the third wave still moving up there. And the fourth and the fifth wave to move there. Once that's completed, we'll need to look at wave C over here for that. And I don't know if that's going to be wave 4 or not, but certainly the ABC at that point. But because we've got 5 waves here, that means that we'll have, we're getting this ABC that we looked at here. Look, if the market was going to be more bullish from this point, right, then, I mean, if you're dollar cost averaging, which I am, so then sort of I'll just buy it being going up or down, and it doesn't really matter. I'm basically allocating to time rather than price. So if you're doing that, then it doesn't really matter if this just continues up from this point. If you're a short-term trader, well, then you would trade up to the 3,000 and maybe even push it a bit further. So and then you'd get out, because once we got these 5 waves here, let's just say we got these 5 waves coming into play here. Once we got those 5 waves, I'm happy to turn bullish, but only if we get the evidence to do that. So we'll need some sort of ABC pattern, and then we can go long again from here. So it's not like we're going to miss anything. It's just basically cautioning us that, well, this is where the market can turn, and it's a good case to have 5 waves down here. And if we got 5 waves here, that means after an ABC correction, we're going to get another 5. And how far will these come down? All of that sort of stuff. Will it be the same length as this? Or, is it all over for Bitcoin, and this is wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and we're going down for wave 3? I mean, that's also possible as well. I mean, anything is possible. All we could do is sort of work out where we can go long and where we can go short, and that's what I'm doing. So in terms of going long, we would have to wait for these 5 waves to complete here. Once they're completed, then we can go long from that point. Yes, we're already long in this here, and that's okay. Just going to the hourly chart now, just to break that down a bit further. So the A wave, the B wave here, and then moving up for the C wave here. So I was counting it like this. I mean, I'm open for change, but wave 1 and 2 here, then this wave 1 and 2 here, and then this particular structure here of 1 and 2 here, and then 3 and 4 and 5 here for the third wave, fourth wave, and fifth wave here. So we'll still see it push up here, and then we'll see wave 4 and then wave 5. So that's sort of how it'll finish at this point, and then we'll see it move lower here. So we can look for the short trade, but we need the setup for that, or we could short it right at the top here if you wanted to. You just double check on a few things that might be wrong here. Let me go to the tick chart for this. Oh no, that's right. So yeah, just checking. So let's just go over that again. From wave B here, we've got 1 and 2 here, not a problem. I thought this could have been the third wave because it was nice and long, but Bitcoin wasn't really displaying it like that. So it's probably better to go like this. So I went over all of this, and that's the right count for there. And then this is the right count for this one down here. It needs to go on to that low, this low here. And that would leave wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and then 1 and 2 here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, fourth wave, and then 5 waves up for wave 3 here. This would be wave 4 here, and then going up for wave 5 that we're looking for yesterday. And then this we could put in here for wave 4 here, And it could get a little bit uglier. If it comes down to here, don't get shocked, you know what I mean? But otherwise, we'll just continue to mosey on upwards here to 3,000, where we'll have wave 5 here of 3, and then this wave 4 can come back to this wave 4 here, so we'll just plonk it there for the time being, and then there'll be this wave 5 coming up here, and then that will be it. That will be the 5 waves. So anything after that, so in a way we could pretty much look at a classic trading levels pattern that may or may not complete really for the whole setup, you know. And if that's there, we can go long over at that point. Otherwise we'll just be coming down into a bear market. So for anybody that wanted to get out, well then this would be the place to do it. But be prepared to move back in. So let's have a look at Bitcoin. I'll just have a look at the crypto market, another crypto index, which is doing the same thing as well. So this is just a crypto index. So an A and a B and a C wave up here for that. So pretty much the same. Not seeing anything sort of different. I mean, these are all weighted really to Ethereum and Bitcoin, you know, so it doesn't really make a lot of difference which ones you look at. Right, Bitcoin. So with Bitcoin here, Bitcoin's a little bit different because, you know, Ethereum and the rest of the market started their move from here coming down, right? But Bitcoin started a month earlier, as you know. But it does, you know, it does throw in this different count then, doesn't it, you know? So we could look at it like this. It's being, I suppose it's not being sluggish. They're all sort of moving together. Ethereum's not sort of, like Ethereum hasn't taken out this top here yet and Bitcoin hasn't. So they're kind of traveling together. So they're in sync. So they're in fear mode. This is rallying on the daily chart. This is moving up really high here, very fast. So it meant the speed of the stochastics is the more important aspect. So the speed at which that has moved up, I mean, and from the top here, this has moved all the way down here, right? And then this has done this little tiny move here and it's moved way up here. So it's really like it's loading up to be short, you know. How far will it go and how to count that and what to make of the bigger picture and all this sort of stuff. We need to investigate a bit further because, you know, if we looked at if that was going to be a B wave up there, well then that would be the 50-60% roughly around this area here for that. Is it going to make it that far? I don't really think so. I mean, Ethereum's much closer to its 50-60% mark. It's possible this is an A and a B and a C in here for this. There's different ways to look at it. We can look at it in more of a bearish light as well. I mean, if it comes up to this level here, which would be about where Ethereum is, then it's going to move down from that point. And you'd have to expect at least the length of wave A here to be in here for this. And that would have to be viewed like this then. That would be the bearish count. And that's a little bit scary really because, you know, if this is 1 and 2 here, which I've never liked this as 1 and 2 by the way. I never liked this as wave 2 because it spent more time in wave 2 than it did in wave 1. But wave 4 here can pull back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, which is here. And this is definitely the low that we're working with, not that. So this high here coming in here, which is also the 38.2% retracement level. We've been over this before, but, you know, coming back into this space. Yeah. So if we get 5 waves down here, well, then that's really going to put Bitcoin, you know, because we'd have to get some sort of equality between, you know, this structure and this structure. So that's a little bit haunting, that that particular move, and not one that hodlers would like to see, of course, but we need to acknowledge we need to look at all the counts and then take them from that point. And once again as well, once this little 5 waves here finishes, well, let's see if it does turn first. You know, that's what we have to gather evidence, but it's okay to talk about these and put them out there and mull them over. And I don't think it's you know, it's, you don't want to get locked on one idea. You know, you need to look at all the ideas and then build a case for each of them, you know, and actually know at what point that would be validated or invalidated. And that's all we're doing. So not a biggie. On this case here, if we just continued with this one here for a moment, then it would look like this. So from this is just an hourly chart here. So from wave B low here, we'd be looking at 1 and 2 and going up for 3, 4 and 5 here into that. So that's 4,200 basically. That's the 38.2% retracement level, and the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. If we used it, that would have to come over here for that. But the A wave, the B wave, that A wave is better suited over there, by the way. Yeah, that would be the ABC correction coming into play. And this wave 5 would take out the low of this wave 3 here. So we'd have to end up down at 28,000 to 25,000 for this 5th wave here for this. So if you're a hodler, you might want to think about some futures contracts on the short side, and I will help do my best to get you in on that side of it. But the first step we're working with here is really just working. You know, it's taken a while to work through all of this. I think we've done a reasonable job. Obviously we're not perfect, but you know, we got this low, this high never became the support here, so it didn't send us long. We could bring this down. We've got this low reasonably well. We waited for the first wave 1 here and 2, and then we've just been trying to understand this, but now it's sort of stretching out. We can kind of see that's a nice 3rd wave in here for this, so that's why this would be little wave 1 here and 2 here and 3 here and 4 here and 5 here. So we'll either go up for wave 4 or the B wave, but the B wave would have to take us, you know, higher in that regard. So you know, the B wave needs to be way up yonder up here for this. I just don't know if we're going to get there on this, you know. But anyway, let's cruise into the tick chart and check out this B wave low business. So that's the B wave low here, and this is how we're counting up yesterday. I need to adjust it a little bit, but yeah, so 1 and 2 here and 1 and 2 here. So we're going up for our 3rd wave here in this 3rd wave here. I do need to make some adjustments here for this, so I'm just going to do that. Okay, I've got it. Yes, well, I mean, making adjustments is you know, it's just the right thing to do rather than getting stuck on it. I did go back over all of this, and wave C actually sits on that low because we need to count 5 waves from B to C, so that's got to be sitting there for that. We also need to work out our stop a little bit better as well, so we could bring that up. Here that does look like that's finished with an ABC pattern here, maybe part of that as well. I have to work on that, but that could go there, but I'll just put it there for the time being. That wave 3 needs to go there. So we're looking for wave 5 to move up now. So we should bring that down a little bit, somewhere realistic like this here. I don't know how high that's going to go. And then wave 4 back here. So you definitely really want to be looking at taking a percentage here or taking profit at this level. You need to be doing something at the 40,000. We should see a reaction here and then a push up. So something into here, something in here like this. This can come back to the wave 4, one lesser degree, and then wave 5 up. So we're looking up at the 42,000, I think. So we'll just take it to there for the time being. And we don't know if that's going to be, we don't know what that's going to be. It could be wave 4, it could be wave B, it could be another wave 1, really. We won't know anything until we start working this side here, but you have to expect something of this nature to be, what we can do is we could look at the 40,000, and that's group 1 above, and that's group 2 below. So if 43 becomes a tested support, we go long. If this area down here becomes the retested resistance, then we need to be short. So that's the outside scope of this wave count at this point. So our main question at this point is that now we know all of this, we really need to, we've got positions in here, so we need to be looking at 40,000 to 42,000. So it depends on how much you want to hold through all of this. You may want to take off 70% here and leave in 30%, and then try to add some more coming through, drawing a line through here and try and get a little bit more out of it if you've got nothing to do, if you're just looking at the screen anyway, all that kind of stuff. So I'll leave that all up to you, but taking it off, the safe trade, taking it off at this point, or a good chunk of it, and the rest, once we'll count 5 little waves from wave 4 here to wave 5 here. So I'll keep an eye on that over the weekend, of course, and we'll update accordingly. But yeah, anyway, folks, that's pretty much how it looks at this moment. It could bring that stop up a little bit further in here. Just depends on how much you take off here. If you take off a lot here, then you can have a tighter stop. If you're not taking off much at all, because you want to get up to the 42, you don't want this taking you out here, so you might need to adjust this back down, and so on and so on. Alrighty, I'll leave it at that. I think that pretty much covers it. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.